already become disastrous. Chicago, for the love of all that is humanity, stop. Just stop. Please. All of the major cities and all of the other areas that are acting like absolute hooligans. And no, race doesn't matter. That's a ridiculous thing to try to interject. Ugh. Just stop. Act like freaking civilized human beings, America as a whole. Please. Chicago area gas station Sunday afternoon. So it's like a week ago. Before overturning her SUV moments later, is facing multiple charges. Let's check out the very first video, and I have a couple of others that are even better. Let's go.
And it really was a wild scene, Terrell. Police say it all started after an argument between the woman and her boyfriend. Other people at the gas station got involved in that argument, enraging that woman. It ended in a bizarre series of events. We want to warn you, though, this video might be difficult to watch for some. We've frozen the cell phone video right after the driver crashed into a parked van with her boyfriend dangling from the driver's side door. The driver narrowly misses hitting two women. She takes off, crashes into another car, and flips her SUV over. Police identifying the suspect as Kendra Nance, who is now facing a long list of charges. We talked to witnesses who watched it all unfold.
They was throwing bottles and stuff at the man and the woman at the car, and then she just basically got in the car, came around, said, "I'll run y'all over." She thought she was playing.
No one was seriously hurt. Nance is facing charges including felony criminal damage to property, aggravated assault, reckless driving, and leaving the scene of an accident. She's due in court here in Maywood this morning.
I got an even better video to show you here in a minute. I don't understand what's going on in this country. It's obviously a lack of moral cohesion, a lack of spiritual fundamentalism. I mean, you can hate that all you want, but the fact of the matter remains is that when there's an absolutely fundamental moral base, even if you don't believe in like Judeo-Christian values, which I do 100%. I know them to be a fact. I know that Jesus Christ is alive. I know what he did is true. You don't have to believe that to understand that there's a basic sediment of moral values that must be had for a cohesive culture to survive in a freedom-loving, democratic-based, constitutional republic. All of the buzzwords right there. All of the buzzwords. But it's true. It's true. Let's keep reading. Police said Kendra Nance of Chicago faces charges that include felony criminal damage to property, aggravated assault, reckless driving, and leaving the scene of an accident. Adding that she was due in court on Tuesday morning. Police in Forest Park, Illinois, a village about 20 minutes west of downtown Chicago, told The Blaze the action unfolded around 3:10 p.m. Sunday and involved a domestic situation. It all went down at the Thornton's gas station and convenience store on the corner of Jackson Boulevard and Harlem Avenue. Cell phone video shows all of that. So let's watch the next one, which is, let me go ahead and give you a warning. This is like kind of the real raw footage, and it's not great. So, yeah, not NSFW, basically, or kids. Here we go.
All you gotta do is touch this bitch. On my baby, hit it. On my baby, hit it. On my baby, hit it. Hit it, I bet. On my kids, anything for the movie. Anything for the movie. Anything moving. Anything for the movie. Because if she hit it, it's bad. I'ma drag that bitch right out of her. Woo! Shit. Hey, move your car, ready? Damn!
She flipped the whole truck.
Yeah! You dumbass bitch! You dumbass bitch!
Be that. I ain't even got one, baby. I ain't even got one. I ain't even got one. Look at her. She just tweaked.
Amazing. Just amazing. So let's go through a little bit of this, and then we're going to carry on to the next spot, and then we're going to be done here because it's a Monday, and you guys want to have better content and fun on a Monday. Except this is great content. So let's keep going. Cell phone video shows a dispute bubbling over at the gas station and the SUV driver accelerating between two gas pumps, smashing into another vehicle, as you have just seen, and dragging a man across the gas station lanes. The SUV driver then speeds from the gas station and into the street before overturning her SUV, as you saw. And then there's a bunch of expletives that you heard, which is why I labeled it rated R NSFW. But let's check this out. Amazingly, the SUV driver appeared to exit her overturned vehicle rather quickly and apparently unscathed, albeit minutes, one shoe, and answered all the derision with a ha 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 cackle as she walked toward her adversaries. Police told WLS the incident began with an argument between Nancy and her boyfriend. My goodness. I'm getting to a point here. Give me 1 second. Jeremy Martin told the gas station he was on the scene at the time, quote, for gas and slushies, and then began recording the video as he saw two women arguing with Nance. Quote, they started arguing because she heard somebody else laughing at her, said another witness. This is because somebody was laughing at her. My gosh, this is unbelievably out of control. Get some intellectualism and grow some thick skin, you coward. You literally ran somebody over, ran into somebody's vehicle, and drug your boyfriend in the process because you were offended. And let's talk about this guy. He's literally at the gas station for gas and slushies. Are you kidding me? Talk about being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Just doesn't seem like you packed much. All I saw was one bag and that briefcase.
No, the briefcase isn't even ours. Some lady left at the airport. We're just bringing it back to her. How's your burger?
You mean you don't even know her? Talk about being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
The hilarity of that clip is that dude is literally being pranked at the time, as you can tell if you don't know the movie, and then he dies later on from being at the wrong place at the wrong time. All right, the station said no one was seriously injured, which was a surprise to Martin, who told WLS, quote, I ran to the car to see what was going on. I'm thinking she was hurt. Man, she can't be from this planet. She got dead out of the car. Literally, ha, 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 from that. All right, moving on to our last and final very short clip here, our very, very short segment. This ish has to stop. Rob Schneider calls on female athletes to refuse to play against biological men. This shouldn't be a controversial topic, and nor should it be left to the women solely on their behalf to fight this battle. Men, grow a pair. Get your testosterone back. This has to stop, and it has to stop immediately. And I've got the proof evidence as if you needed it. As if I needed to show you biological, physiological evidence that men should not be competing against women. This is insane. And the fact that we even have to talk about it is proof positive of how, far down the rabbit hole of degradation this society has gotten in just a really short amount of time. Let's go. Oh, this is also from the Blaze, April 17th. Comedian Rob Schneider came out in defense of female athletes, saying on Twitter that all of the controversy would stop if women refused to play against men who identify as women. Okay, yes, Rob, you're right. Why in the world should they have to give up their freaking sports because of this clear insanity? If you're a dude, you were born as a dude. You don't get to play against women. Period. That's the end of the discussion. And there shouldn't be a discussion whatsoever. It's maddening. Men, you allowed this to happen. Men did. Yes, because you're, I'm thinking of a specific word here that I can't bring to mind, but you are literally targeted for, and target is the not right word, but you are supposed to be, you're tasked with the responsibility to protect this stuff, to protect your women. There's a reason men fight all the wars. There's a reason men fight all the fights. Almost all of them on both spectrums. It's your responsibility. It's my responsibility. Grow a pair and stop cowarding from this conversation. And if you're supporting this, well then, yeah, you're not a man. You can get mad all you want. You can get offended. I don't care. If you're offended and mad, then you're obviously not a man. Not in any real sense of the word. Grab your sack and man up. You vile piece of garbage, allowing this to happen and not speaking out against it. Unbelievable. This ish has to stop. It's a quote from Rob Schneider. If the parents, coaches, and women athletes all refuse to play against these men, all caps, it all stops, all caps. It should have never gotten to this place should have never gotten here in the first place. Period. So now we're asking, look, Rob, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. What I'm saying is, how in the world do we allow it to get to this point to where women have to give up their sports to be able to compete fairly? There's a reason there's multiple divisions. Even within men's categories of sports. You go look at the UFC and you have weight divisions. There's a reason we segregate men and women in sports. A very obvious and scientific reason. Stop this nonsense, you psychopaths. No, it should not be left up to the women to have to boycott their own freaking sports because these moronic, ignorant psychopaths, anti-science psychopaths want to allow men in women's sports just because they think, or they want you to think, that they're some sort of a woman. Never possible whatsoever. Never going to be possible. Never was possible. You're an idiot and an anti-science moron for thinking anything such. Let's keep going. Schneider posted to his 1.5 million followers. The actor's statements were attached to a clip of a high school volleyball player from North Carolina. In the video, a young girl named Peyton McNabb had a volleyball spiked into her face by a male player who identifies as a girl, causing significant injuries. Yes, we have the video, but I'm going to give you the extent of the injuries first. McNabb suffered a concussion, impaired vision, and partial paralysis, according to the report by the Daily Wire. Quote, injuries I still suffer from today include impaired vision, partial paralysis on my right side, constant headaches, as well as anxiety and depression, the athlete said. It's a short clip. Let's find out what happened. Yeah, very, very short, very hard to see, but you can tell that there's that green circle around the male athlete who thinks or pretends to be a female. Not possible. You're a dude. You can call yourself a transgender woman. That's fine. And I will acknowledge it such. And face to face, I'll even use your preferred pronouns. And I will fight for your equal justice under the law. Just because you're a trans person does not mean you should be treated differently by the justice system. And I am your ally in that fight. Everyone, regardless of whatever lifestyle they choose to have, should be treated equally by the government. If you don't like that sort of alliance, then go pound sand and piss off. I won't align with you then. That's your decision. I'm not going to sit here and subscribe to your immorality and your insanity while I advocate for your rights. You have ruined your own freaking movement. Matter of fact, most of y'all haven't. But there's a vast majority that have allowed these anti-science, anti-logic, anti-moral people, extremists, to hijack your movement. That's on you. Kudos and high fives and fist bumps and freaking praise to the trans people and the LGBTQ that have not stepped down and backed down from the psychopaths and extremists that have hijacked their movement. Kudos to you. I've had them on the show. I will continue to have them on the show because they deserve credit and praise. They're actually fighting an honorable fight while at the same time trying to remove these outlandish, ridiculous people that are ruining their movement. Quote, my ability to learn, retain, comprehend has also been impaired, and I require accommodations at school for testing because of this, she explained. Dear former California residents, Schneider decried, going back to Rob Schneider, the actor. Quote, you moved out of California for a reason, crime, out of control, homelessness, taxes, your children being indoctrinated in schools, individual rights being trampled, etc. So please don't vote the same way to replicate the same ish you just left, exclamation point, he added. The former Californian explained that he didn't want Democrats trying to ruin his life, stating that, quote, there's not one aspect of your life that they don't want to interfere with. Massive facts from Rob Schneider. Indisputable facts. Get your camp under control. We're not going to. Let me be very clear about this. 1000% clear. No, we are not going to allow you to beat the brakes off of women in sports. No, we are not going to allow men to go into women's restrooms just because they feel whatever. No. Get bent, cope, and go pound sand and go figure it out because it ain't happening. It's over with for you. You go be who you want to be, but you're not about to infiltrate the very few private spaces that we finally fought for women to have, for you to infiltrate and corrupt and poison. No, Get your freaking man A out of those spaces. You're a dude. Cope. Deal with it. Men can't be women and women can't be men. End of story. That was never up for debate. It was never in question. No. Kick rocks. And go cry about it. At this point, the conversation, the debate, it's over. And you screwed that up. Kick rocks. That conversation is over. And we'll leave it right there. I'll see you tomorrow on a fine Tuesday. Same Cajun time, same Cajun channel. Please like, share, subscribe, and I am out. I love each and every one of you. Galatians 2:20.